Hi everyone, it's Craig with LazerModels. Today we're going to go ahead and work on the Huey. This is the finished product we're going to have. And so what I've done is, like I always do, is I separate all the pieces to like type pieces the best you can. There's certain things that are going to look like trash I want to point out. You're going to have one that looks like a little T, a little wedge with a chunk on it, two small circles. There's one, another one, and then this one here, and this little T looking thing. So we'll just set those to the side. Anyway, with that said, let's go ahead and get started. Get your glue around. You're going to take the bottom, you're going to set it down. We're going to get the back wall right here, the two side walls. Now the two side walls, if you notice, will have two holes in there. You'll also have a section that's got an angle on it right here. Now the back wall goes in a certain way, just like that. These will go into there. So if you notice, the angle is towards the top. So you're not going to be able to, you can't put them on the wrong side, you can't put it in upside down. So those will eventually just fall into place. Let's see, we need seat frames, these little frames here. You want the seats. Seats have the two little posts and a single dash. The front wall, this piece. And that looks like everything we need right now. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to build this little back box here. So a little bit of glue right there. Set it in place. Now again, remember, this one's going to go here, and this one's going to go on this side. So a little bit of glue on the back there, and right there. Same thing here. Down the bottom. Remember, the glue is going to go where the bottom side, where the two holes are. This is going to go there. Now, instead of putting this wall in first, we're going to go ahead and, normally you'd want to put this in, but by doing that, you can't get these little seats in. It's just too hard, or you need a pair of tweezers. So what we've decided is to immediately put these seats in. So a little dab of glue in the middle, and you can either put glue there or onto this piece here, right there and there. Goes into the slot there. And then the little seat. Let's do this side real quick. And then once we put the back in, it'll start to hold everything in place. Now another way you can do this is, if you want, you can go ahead and put glue on this right now. And then just set it. Set in place. A little bit of glue in between the two little pins. Oh. Okay. Now, these are going to be crooked, whatever, it doesn't really matter, because right now we're going to put this back piece in. This back piece is going to sit in this bottom hole here, and the two tabs. Two tabs will go here, this will go in the bottom hole. Now the hole is made larger for we're able to get this angled and pushed in. So what you want to do is, on this, if you notice, when you push this down, this is below the seats. So you're able to go ahead and put glue up both of these, and just a couple little dots of glue on the side there, glue on the bottom, just like that. Set this in the hole, line it up, and push it back. Now, depending upon the thickness of the wood and stuff, these back seats will touch, otherwise they won't. Don't worry, don't go pushing at an angle, just square this off, just let it set. It's fine. Now that that's in place, we're going to go ahead and put the tail in place. Okay. The tail's got a hook and a tab. The hook's going to set over this, the tab's going to go in there. So it's really just like this and that's it. Okay? So, because of that, what you're going to want to do is, once that's in place, you're going to want to let it dry. So just go ahead, a little bit of glue right there. Set it like that, and you can go ahead and let it dry. We're going to go ahead and keep working because the glue on this isn't really critical regarding structural strength, because when we build this, we're going to flex this, which 9 times out of 10 is going to weaken that link anyways. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and just stack some pieces just to kind of take some of the weight off to keep it flat like this. We're going to go ahead and put the seat here in place next. Now, this is the seat that goes into here. And then you've got 2 bases. You're going to want this one here. So, a little bit of glue in those 2 tabs into the hole there. Put glue there, and then on this one, just go ahead and put some glue on the notches right there. Okay, so it goes into the 2 holes back there, and then right to there. That gets that seat finished. Now we're going to work on the front seat. Now the front seat is going to take this piece, these 2, these 2, that seat, those. Now these are going to face angle this way, so the lower side towards the back. Okay? One on each side. So let's get those started, get them glued in. Now once that's in place, we're going to go ahead and glue this piece back here. Let's go ahead and turn it. This is going to slide into that notch right there. So let's just put some glue across here and into that spot. And once that's in place, we're going to put the front in. The front's going to set in that notch. So again, you can just put glue in the 2 corners on that and drop that in place. And just spread that out a little bit. Now the seats, they go in just like that. So let's put some glue right there. Then you put glue at both of the little dots back here. Again, a little bit of glue on those. Let's see if I can do this better for you. Okay, they go in like that. Now the next thing will be to glue the gauge assembly on. So you're just going to put glue from there to there. This just sets on there, and you just line it up with the back of the seat or the front here. And once that's done, just a little bit of glue on the bottom down here. That's just the little control stick. And if you want it forward, backwards, it doesn't matter. You can put it up and down, so that's what you're doing there. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and work on the top. So let's stick these pieces here. We're going to need the top piece, and we're going to need the two sides. So that's this one, that's going to be this one. This is going to fit here. Okay, so it's just going to go onto those two. But it will rest across this others. So and that just sits there for now. You're going to do this on both sides. You're going to put glue on these tabs, and it's going to set right there. To right like that. That's why you have to do this in one step. Like that. This one goes to there. Right like that. Okay. That's those. Now with the nose piece 2 through 6, we've got the bottom's number 1. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the last one. The best way to do this is just put a little bit of glue on this outer tab and right where the number 1 is, because this is going to catch on the two tabs in the middle. And you can keep your fingers just holding this together and then push it back. What we're doing is we're building this part of the nose. So it's going to step out and then it's going to start stepping back. So that's why you want to be careful where you put all the glue. Now here, again, you can put glue on the edge. You can always put glue over the number because the number will always get covered. And 4. You can also put a glue dot right there, but always keep it towards the inside. And 5. See something. I'm going to put 6 in. Now these will start getting a little snug, and that's okay. See how the gauges and stuff start to line up right here and everything? So it all just naturally comes to play. Alright, after 6 is in, we put the front window in, which, oh, I think I've dropped it. Hang on, let me go ahead and get it. Okay, I went ahead and I found the window on the floor, so let's go ahead and get that put in. So, the window's going to go right here. The window is tapered, and if you notice, this starts wider, goes narrow. So, the wider section is going to go to the top. Just like that. And the window has smaller tabs on the bottom, so you wouldn't be able to get in any other way. It's going to be a little, I don't want to say it's difficult, but it is a little challenging to get the window in place here because of the roof here hangs over a little bit. So if you go in and then start to angle it back, So there's that. And then you've got the Made in the USA. It just lines up with the window there. Okay, so that's finished. We're going to let that dry. Being I had to get the window and stuff, it dried except for those two pieces. So we're just going to go ahead and continue. So at this point in time, we're going to flip this over. We're going to get the front bracket that goes here. This is the rear one. That'll go there. And then you've got your two skids. So the first one we put on is going to be the front skid. Well, the skid support. So that's going to go right there. Now this one here slides in and then forward. It'll go into these two holes here and these two holes there. So basically, glue on those and the front here, right there. Slide it down into those bottom slots if you can, and then forward. Just make sure they're all in place. Then lay it down. Now the skids, let's start sideways. The skids have a little step on them, so you want to put it like this for the steps by the door. So put glue on both of those. Remember, the step goes towards the front. Just like that. Just like that. Now, you can go ahead and let it dry because the glue we use dries fairly quick. It's a wood glue, but it's for frames, and it's fairly expensive too. But it sets off really fast, so we're allowed to do a lot of stuff. We use it for the building, the design side more so. We also love the carpenter's glue that you can find out there. It's Type Bond, you've got Elmer's, all different brands. So we don't promote anything in particular, but there are some decent ones out there. We're going to put the back on now. Now the back, you've got a curve and a straight section on both of these. So one's going to go on that side, one's going to go on this side. Where these go are in those two tabs right there, and then they rest against the tail. And that's why I said the tail is going to move some. So what we're going to do here is you're going to put glue on the two tabs, but we're not going to put glue on the end. We're going to put glue on the edge, right on the edge here, and you want to put a decent amount of glue there because you want it to be able to attach itself here. So put the bottom one in and then the top one and just push it together. Okay? We've got the curve on the bottom, so glue on the two tabs and glue on that edge. Put in the bottom, the top, and slide it against each other. And then just kind of push it together like this. We're going to go ahead and keep working because this starts to angle, and that's why I said this will, find its own home. So we're going to need this piece here first. This is going to be the one on the top here. So just kind of hold this together here and put glue on your tabs And you can also put glue down the middle. This piece here just sits right there, and then push your edges together. You're going to have a little bit of glue that oozes out. That's fine. Now once that's done, just go ahead and hold it, flip it together. You've got two pieces, one's for here and one's for down there. Doesn't matter the order you do it in. I'm going to do it this way so I can hold this together. So I'll put glue on all four tabs. That one goes there. This little one goes right here. Now some of these you're going to have to wiggle and stuff because the angles aren't together yet, and that's fine. So now that that's finished, we're going to go ahead and find the little wing. It's around here somewhere. Oh. This is why I tell you don't throw anything out. That's the little wing. It has got a little bit of dots around it. Those going to sit right there. These go one on each side. If you notice, the tapers with the back. So what you want to do is put some glue on there and just slide it over the little wing. And just line it up a little bit, just like that. Now the wing will push in flush. And here again, they flush it up with the bottom, that side, and that gets your wing in place. Now next thing we're going to do is we're going to put this rotor in. We're going to take the one with the little circle with the little dots in the middle, the rotor, and that little funny looking T. So, little ring goes on there, rotor goes on there. This will go on the, if you're looking at it like you were sitting inside it, the right rear tail. Now on this here, you know, be careful to get glue just on anything but this. And this will just go onto here. And then as it dries, just go ahead and ever so often just rotate it. Just make sure it's not getting stuck. Now we've got two rear doors. These are optional. Some of these units had these, some of them didn't. So you have the option to either not use them or glue them to the back here. I think using them gives a little more character to it. So you just kind of line them up with the opening and then that edge there, just like that. So again, just a little bead of glue. Just like that. So they line up right here, and then kind of line them up like if they were to slide into that door opening. That's one of the ways we got the curvatures by moving the doors. We were allowed to curve the body out more. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and do the little missiles. So they're going to have, you're going to have 4 of these, so set 2 to the side. You're going to have 4 little C's, set 2 of those to the side. And you're going to have 3, 6, 9, 12, 14. So 6 of these will set to the side. So we have 7. Now, do not get these mixed up with the ones with the large dashes. All of these have a small dash. They're going to go onto here. This would be way too big. Okay? Those will be used later. So first thing we want to do is put the 2 C's on. So just put a blob of glue right there. First one goes on. The second one goes on. Now, next thing you're going to do is you're going to put a dot of glue on each corner, one side of the slot. And what that does, put a bit of glue there. As you slide these on, they will self-glue themselves to each other. That dot was on the top, this one's going on the bottom. This one goes to the top. This one to the bottom. Dot to the top. Dot to the bottom. Now we have one left. That will go on the front. So on this one, just put some glue right there. Put that one on. And then just squeeze this. Squeeze it together. And what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up sinking in the little tab. So you can put glue on the bottom of this one. And you want to do this still all basically at the same time. Because even though you were able to squeeze that together, you not necessarily got the tab all the way in. So now that that's all together, push it together. One more time. And then just kind of make sure everything's lined up real nice. Wipe off any excess glue. And that's the first missile. Now go to the other side. Again, some glue. And if you put enough glue, as you slide those in, it just smears everywhere. So again, you want 6 of these. You're going to put a dot of glue on one side. And then slide them on. The glue's on the top. Dot of glue's on the bottom. Top. That. Let's put some more glue back there. On the bottom. This one's on the top. And this one's on the bottom. So we've got this one left over. Glue on the top and bottom, or just put them on the shaft. Remember, squeeze it together. And then a little bit of glue on the back sides. And there's 2 sets of missiles, launchers, all done. Okay, here comes the fun stuff. So far everything's gone real simple, it's really straightforward. This is really probably the most technical. This piece of wood bends. It was designed with what's called a living hinge. The way this is cut allows it to be a hinge and allows it to flex. You don't want to bend it too much, so don't sit there and just bend it and touch the tabs together, because there's a very good chance you could break this. But if you do this a little bit like this, flex it out a little bit, maybe put your fingers in there, but you can't do it. Do it like that. It helps it get a little bit of a curve. What's going to happen is this is going to set right here, and the other side is going to go into this other tab there. So basically it's going to mount like this. So the best thing to do is put glue on both tabs, well, both sides of the tabs. The narrow side will go to the front, the thicker side towards the back. Set one side in, push down on the tab, and then grab around to the top and start to pinch it. Once it's pinched, it'll set in place and it'll hold itself. It doesn't need any support. It doesn't rest on the doors. It looks like it does, but it's not. It's literally resting by itself. So now that that's done, we've got to get the engines put together. So I'm going to turn this around this way as the instructions are showing it. I'm going to set this together the best I can for you guys can see what's going on. Alright. We have 3 large pieces, we have 3 small rings, 1 large ring, all of them have slots in them, and then we have a shaft. So the first thing we're going to do is, this is the propeller that the propeller mounts to and spins. If you notice this one here, there's a kind of a darker side you're going to notice. We etched that, and it's a little shorter than this piece, and we did that for it will be able to spin without binding. So this piece here is going to slide in here all the way back. Okay, just like this. So I would put some glue here, a little bit of glue on the shaft, and the 2 corners. Keep it lifted up at an angle until you get to the back, and then drop it. The reason for that is because you don't want any glue in this circle. You want that circle to be free turning. So first thing we did, we already glued in shaft 1. So then we're going to put the ring in number 1, no glue. This goes in, no glue. This ring goes in on top of this, no glue. You've got 2 of these, a larger and a smaller. Take the larger of the 2. It's going to go on top of this. Okay? So what you're going to do is, if you notice, this lays all the way to the back. So you want to put a dot of glue right in the 2 back far corners, right there, and then just slowly a little bead across the front. Set that in place. This still turns. Now you're going to put another circle on. Again, no glue. This one's the same thing. Glue in the corners or across the front. You now know where that circle is, so it's a lot easier to keep glue away from getting in there. Again, it still turns. Now this piece here, this is the last one. So on this one, you will be putting some glue. You're going to want to put glue right against there, and then right against here on this side. So like that. Don't need a whole lot, it's just to hold it. Like that. This piece then will slide down on top of that. and just push that down. Kind of pull this up at the same time. That's going to go ahead and finish where the propeller can mount to that eventually. Okay, now let's go ahead and work on the engine area. Again, probably let that dry a while. On this, remember the little tab that was in there from the bottom piece? That's right there. You're just going to put some glue on there. And a little bit of glue right on the very bottom. This piece will slide up in that hole. Now it's just not going to go in there because what it's going to do, it's going to reshape this. So you want to kind of force it in like that. And then just keep forcing it till it lines in. There we go. What we're doing is we're forcing it to make that curve. So now that that's done, that's perfect. Now we have these two smaller rings. One ring goes onto here, the other one goes on top. So the fatter of the two rings goes on first. A little bit of glue. And it just sticks right out there. This one's a little more difficult because there's not a lot of surface to glue on. So do the best you can, get a little bit of glue on there. And line it up the best you can there. Now, this little guy with the wedge, he goes on here. The angled side comes to the front. Just like that. Propeller. This will go on here. But first thing we're going to do, put a dab of glue right there in the middle. Just like that. Then we're going to put the next propeller on. In this one, we're going to put glue against the middle and on the outsides. And this goes like that. And then one more dab in the middle. And this last piece goes on here. And that finishes. Well, there you are. It spins. So let it dry and enjoy it. It's got a hanger hole here if you want, so the fishing string from the front window back, you can hang it just like that. It'll work out great. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining us. I really enjoy doing these models with you. I hope they help. Feel free to contact us on Facebook, Instagram. You can go right to our website also, leave a review on the models or on YouTube. Anyway, thank you much, and we'll talk to you later.